Hey folks, it is Thursday, February 17th, and this is like the first day like in our flow for Unit 2. So we read a piece on addressing disability is diversity, and today we are going to use that as a lens to look at some video shorts and also just like mini episodes or whatever representations of various forms of disability, right? And so what I want you to do is watch 2 to 3 of the following videos below. And as you're doing it, take some notes on specific connections that you see between the piece that you read for homework and what it's talking about in terms of addressing disability as an aspect of diversity, right? And so I want you to notice how these films are representing diversity. Sometimes too, keep in mind, and this is the hallmark of a savvy analysis, is that sometimes we can say, hey, these aspects of the film are really cool. And then here's the moments where I can see what they're trying to do, but I can also see how it might dip into this sort of like maybe potentially reductive representation of disability. Does that sort of make sense? So like one of the key hallmarks of analysis is like to hold 2 things at once, really 3 things at once. One, we can analyze stuff that we enjoy, right? So like know that like just you can enjoy something and not think it's perfect. And that's one of the things you kind of have to hold in your hands when you're doing this kind of work. But the other thing you want to do, right, in addition to that is to say, hey, like I'm noticing these things that are really neat and are possibilities in terms of how disability in this case is represented. But I can also see in this specific snippet that we watched that this might be a problem, right? And so this is where this representation of disability might fall short. Right? So just sort of keep that in mind. So basically, once you watch that, you're going to just pick one of the little snippets to analyze, connecting it to the Nasser and Horn piece. And as always in this unit, I will give you some questions that you can think about. So you use these questions right here and use them to think about whatever film that you analyze. And you'll notice that I'm giving you page numbers, and I'm doing that on purpose so that I'm steering you towards specific aspects of the article that we read in class so that you can be like, oh, this is how this might apply. And here's the page number. Dr. G has already done that for me. So you can just fold it into your post, right? So as always, too, there is a sample analysis that I have written in Pop Research Channel 2. So if you want to read that first, you can, just to get, again, this sort of ballpark of like how I'm zeroing in on very specific examples and modeling some of the same things that I talked about and using the Nasser and Horn piece to write that analysis. All right. So you'll write your analysis. Again, like a healthy paragraph is fine. Some people do too. That's also fine. And then you'll post that to the channel. And then you are going to then just engage, once you get yours posted, just read and meaningfully respond to at least 2 of your peers' posts. And remember, again, the idea here is to like really take seriously the things that your peers are noticing and to help them notice more, right? Or to say, hey, this thing that you noticed, I hadn't thought about before, but it reminds me of X. So just kind of keep those things in mind, that the more attentive you are to how your peers are noticing things, you are going to then build up your own skill set when it comes to analysis. All right, so that's what we're doing in class. And then for homework, we are reading a small piece by 2 different librarians, Gillum and Wooden, that talk about post-princess models of gender, the new man in Disney Pixar. It's a pretty cool, pretty short piece, and it's talking about how masculinity tends to be represented in Disney Pixar films. So that is what we are doing for homework. All right, let's have a good day in class.